The fertility rate in India's northeastern state of Bihar is the highest in the country. Usha Devi is a social worker. For decades, she has been encouraging women in her neighborhood to have fewer children. She feels her work is finally starting to pay off. 10 years ago, a woman in this poor and rural region used to have an average of 4 children. Today, this number has gone down to 3.
He's so cute. Now that you've had your first child, are you thinking of having another?
Not yet.
You could use condoms or the pill if you can.
As long as it works.
Yes, you need to be careful. I'll bring it all to you and explain how it works. Then you'll be able to manage it yourself. My advice for you is to wait at least 3 years before having your second child. In the meantime, just take care of yourself and your little one.
Here, like everywhere else in the country, it's the women who deal with birth control and family planning.
It's better to have a small family. That way we can give a good education to our children and send them to good schools. It's easier to feed them properly. A large family is harder to manage. It's way more difficult.
To help these women avoid unplanned pregnancies, Usha is advising a radical approach: sterilization.
I highly recommend sterilisation.
Is that surgery?
Yes, and even men can do it. Not only women, but men as well, you know?
Are you joking? He can't even stand the sight of his own blood. There's no way he would have that kind of surgery.
Tell your husband that if he does not let you get surgery, he should have it himself. Male sterilisation is way easier.
If one of us has to do it, I already know it's going to have to be me.
They don't earn enough money to put all of their children through school. And with inflation growing, families are starting to realise that having 2 children and sending them to school, focusing on their education, is better for their future. Children need to be independent so that they don't become a burden on their parents later.
हमरी समझवा में बंधन बहुत है हमरी समझवा में बंधन बहुत है अब से ये बंधन हटाओ हटाओ मेरी बहना अब से ये बंधन हटाओ हटाओ मेरी
In India, more than a third of married women of childbearing age are choosing to have their tubes tied. This surgery is irreversible and very controversial in India, where the memory of forced sterilization in the 1970s is still vivid. Today, many women are choosing tubal ligation to avoid any unplanned pregnancies. Alpna, 38, and her sister-in-law, Radha, 26, both had their first child at 16.
I was married at 15, and at 20, I already had 3 children. We were married way too young and had children way too early. Now our bodies and our health are suffering from it.
That's why I decided to get the surgery. I want my daughter to get an education and focus on her future. I don't want her to make the same mistakes I made. She deserves better than that.
The younger generation of Indian women seem to aspire for a different life, one with fewer children.
Now women are marrying later, at 26, 28, sometimes even 30. They're really determined to have only 1 or 2 children, and people are now listening to them. Soon they won't be needing sterilization anymore.
Some see the decline of the fertility rate as a testament to societal progress, but the high rate of female sterilization could also be proof that there is too little information on other birth control methods.
A lot of women who are opting for female sterilization probably just feel that, we've had X number of children and this is just a once and for all contraceptive that we use. There is a lack of knowledge of the basket of contraceptive choices available to them. There are also incentives from the health system provided to frontline health workers who also initiate women into sterilization. It's not an informed choice that women are making.
For the first time in 2021, India's fertility rate has dropped under 2 children per woman. A small revolution that sees women take their future in their own hands.